and welcome back to Love Your Food. This week, for all of your holiday baking, we have one more cookie recipe for you. These are Chef Caleb's Aztec chocolate cookies. Now, he adapted this from a recipe that he had found and just spiced it up a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and we'll show you where all that goes in the video. So we'll start off with our basic cookie. We're starting with some butter, some cocoa. You can use Dutch process or regular cocoa here. Some sugar. We're going to be using some real vanilla extract, some eggs, a little bit of baking powder, just a pinch of salt, some all-purpose flour, and some really good dark chocolate chips. So we're going to start. We have a double boiler set up here, so we're going to put our chocolate chips and our butter together, and we're going to melt these together until they're nice and smooth. So you want your butter to start at room temperature. As always, the amounts for all of the ingredients are going to be in the description below. And good idea to have the butter touching the bottom of the pan, or the bottom of the bowl at least. It'll just help it melt a little bit faster. So in the meantime, we are going with our cocoa. Now this is just regular cocoa powder, and we want to sift it. You can see it's a little bit clumpy here. Now if you don't have a real sifter, which most people probably don't, it's a kind of a one-use item, you can just use a strainer for this. And if you have a finer strainer than this, that's fine, but it can be about this size and it'll be just fine. So we're just going to put it all through the strainer with a spoon. Doesn't take very long at all, and there you go, your nicely sifted cocoa. We're going to add our baking powder to the flour. Now, because we're using baking powder instead of baking soda for the leavening in these cookies, it doesn't matter what kind of cocoa you use. Now, Dutch process is a little darker. Regular cocoa is a little bit more acidic. So if you're using baking powder, it has less of an effect. If you're using baking soda and you use a more acidic cocoa that's not Dutch process, it can affect your final result, and it'll sort of impede the leavening. But with baking powder, it doesn't matter. So you can see everything in here is melting. We're going to break the butter up into some smaller pieces just to make it go a little faster. And the nice thing about a double boiler, of course, is that it's not going to get so hot that the chocolate or the butter are going to cook or burn in the bowl. So after a little bit of time, you start to see it get very, very smooth like this. And you're just going to keep stirring. Just give it a good stir, making sure the butter and the cocoa are well combined until there are no little bits of butter left. So you can see we still have a couple little bits of butter that are in the midst of melting. And then soon enough, they will all be gone. You've got this beautiful, smooth chocolate and butter mixture. And it's time to start the mixing. So we're going to put the sugar in first. And that will be followed with the nice, hot, smooth chocolate that we've just melted. So this is our chocolate chips and butter. And you want to make sure you get everything out of that bowl. So get a good scraper or a spatula and make sure that you've got everything out of the bowl to get as much as you can into your mixing bowl. On top of that, we're going to add our sifted cocoa. And then we're going to add our paddle mix attachment to our mixer here. You can do this with a hand mixer as well. That'll work just fine. You can also do it by hand. It's going to take you a lot longer, though. Now, you want to start it off with just some simple pulses because you don't want to make a big cloud of cocoa powder. So just start it off really, really slow, just some pulsing. Once it starts to blend a little bit together, then you can start going at a regular low speed. We're also going to add our salt. And we're just going to let that blend for a little while. You may need to scrape down the sides, but once it pulls away from the sides on its own, we're going to start adding some more of our liquids. So we're going to start with our vanilla. You can see a pretty chunky dough at this point. And after the vanilla, we're going to start adding our eggs. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to put our eggs into a smaller bowl, just to make sure that we don't have any bits of shell or anything. It's unpleasant to find bits of shell in your cookies. So in goes the egg, and we're going to add the eggs one at a time until they're fully blended in. Now after we've added the third egg, we're just going to scrape down the sides, give the paddle a little scrape as well, make sure that everything's in there. I apologize for the lighting, we need some better lighting for sure at this side of our kitchen. And we're just going to scrape down the sides, give it a little mix to make sure that it's all getting blended together, because there's going to be some parts that aren't getting mixed quite as well. And we want to make sure everything gets a chance. And you can see it's much looser. It's more like a batter at this point. And it's going to get even wetter when we add the last egg, which is right now. So add that last egg. We're going to get our paddle going again and wait until that is well blended in. So once that's well blended, everything's well combined, we're going to add our flour. We can add it all at once. And once again, you want to make sure, this is our flour and baking powder. Once again, you want to make sure you're just going to pulse it very easily at the beginning so you don't have a huge cloud of flour. So just slowly pulse it. Make sure you're not sending it all into the air. You want to keep it in your bowl. The other trick here is that you don't want to overmix this. These are a pretty tender cookie. You don't want to make too much gluten with the flour, so we're just going to mix this until it's well blended. So you can see here, we're just going to open it up at this point. It hasn't been very long. We're just going to open it up and make sure that there are no bits of flour. We're going to scrape down the sides, and if at this point you find that everything's combined, just combined, and there's no like pockets of flour or lumps of flour in your dough, you're good to go. You don't need to go any further than this. The less you mix this, the better, as long as it's well combined. So for the outside, we're going to take our sugar, a little bit of sugar that we've set aside here, some cinnamon, and a little bit of cayenne pepper as well. So there's our cayenne. And we're just going to mix that together. And this is what we're going to roll our cookies in. So if you have any little lumps of cinnamon in there, you can just break those up with your spoon or your fork, whatever you're mixing with. And that's just going to be the outside layer of all of our cookies. So once that's ready, we are ready to go. So if you have time to chill your dough, it makes this part a little bit easier. So put it in the fridge for an hour until it's nice and cool. And it makes it just a little easier to roll. It's a little less sticky. It'll stick to your hands less. It'll also hold its shape a little bit better. But if you don't have time, you can just start mixing it right away. We're just going to make it into pretty small cookie dough balls here, and give them all a good roll in that sugar and cinnamon and cayenne pepper mix. Now this is going to add a little bit of spice. You can certainly add more cayenne, or if you don't want it at all, you can omit the cayenne pepper, but we think it's just an amazing addition to this. And then we're just going to space them out on our Silpat, or you can also use parchment if you prefer. And then just for fun, we like to add just a little chocolate chip in the crown of each of our cookies. It's a little visual interest. It gives you that last little, when they're still warm especially, they're a little bit of a little burst of chocolate at the top. Really, really delicious, actually. And when you're done that, they're ready to go in the oven. So we're going to put that into our 350-degree preheated oven. If you're making them from fresh, it's going to be 6 minutes, and then we're going to turn them in another 6 minutes. The leftovers you can freeze, and from frozen, they're about 10 minutes turn and then 10 minutes at the same temperature. So they're really, really easy. So we've turned them. Here's another 6 minutes. And after that, this is about what they should look like. So you see they've puffed up quite a bit and they've spread a little bit. They will fall just a little bit as they're cooling, but that's it. They're pretty much done at this point. You want to let them cool just a little before you try to remove them from the silpat or the parchment or whatever you're using, because they are a little bit fragile. They will sag a little bit, but it doesn't take them long to firm up, and that's it. They're done. These are a delicious cookie. Really rich dark chocolate flavor. The little bit of spice from the cinnamon and the cayenne pepper just kick it up a little bit. Really make you want to keep eating. They're just absolutely fantastic. We sure do enjoy them a lot. If you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.